Work before work. Hello, and welcome back to Garden to Hobby Your Way of Life. Now, for those who have never met me before, my name is Antoinette. I also have a crime, mystery, and mayhem channel. So, I wanted to start off last year by doing some things that I've never done before, and that was gardening. I never liked bugs, as I said before in my very first video. I never liked bugs, but it's like the more I begin to garden, the more I begin to understand how important bugs play a part in our environment. Like without bugs, there will really not be any us. Bugs really own this world, not us. They were here way before we even breathed. Yes. And there were also some new bugs that I've also recognized in my garden lately. I'm going to be putting some pictures in the video and some definitions and some descriptions of these bugs and what it is that they do, their harm or any positiveness that because I've never seen these bugs before, but I did some googling and I did some research, and I'm gonna share with you guys just in case if you guys had these bugs outdoors, or sometimes bugs get in your house and you have to do that bombing or that spraying. So it's just good to know these things. But yes, so today mainly I'm going to be focusing on the growth of my watermelons because that is the very first fruit that sprouted. And yeah, and if you guys remember my first video, the squash, I had to basically pull the root out and just discontinue it. I haven't even started a new seed yet. I've been thinking if I'm going to have enough time between now and the fall, if I'm going to get any veggies, sorry, get any veggies on the plant or not. So I don't know. I just don't want to wait too late before the deadline is up. But today is going to be the day I'll be repotting one of my indoor plants. It's called a Calla Lily. But yeah, but for the most part, I allow the bees to hang out there for as long as they need be, because without them and any other pollinating bug out there, there would not be any fruit out there unless decided to go out there. As I told you guys before, the Q-tip method really does work. If you're not getting really many bees hanging around, then I recommend you damp the tip of that Q-tip and go to pollinating your babies yourself. And then within a week or two, you'll see some flowering. First thing I noticed today or this morning when I came outside about 10 a.m. this morning, I noticed that the biggest watermelon has gotten a lot bigger since the last time. That is huge and it looks really good. There's no brown spots on it. Let's check it out. Looks like a pretty good watermelon. Well, that's one there, but let's just hope that that's normal, you know? I've never seen a perfect watermelon. Um, yeah. But I bet they're really sweet if they're perfect though, right? Yeah. There's quite a bit of babies on here. Quite a little bitty babies. It's really cute. How can a watermelon be cute? Yeah, some quite a bit of flowers on here with some little baby watermelons underneath. Tips of those flowers are ready to fall off at any given moment. Look at that. I missed that one somehow. Just everywhere. Yep. Look at that. And not only the watermelon, but remember I was talking about how I did not like the leaves on my cucumber. This is the cucumber. Still not really satisfied with how light my leaves are. They're not as green as I would like them to be. But, and I remember showing you guys these two here, these dead baby cucumbers. Well, look, here's one there. Look at that. It's so awesome. It's so tiny. And then here's an even bigger one up here. That, I mean, the bee has been in there doing some stuff, minding its own business. Yep. This one isn't going to have a cucumber. When it's like this, they don't have cucumbers. But see, look, this. Yep. Yep. and it's attaching itself here and all the way around back towards the back. Let's go down in here. This right here was a separate seed that I had planted just to find. I like to be able to have my fruits and vegetables kind of race each other. So a lot of times I'll put multiple seeds in one pot to find out who does the best. And so far, this one here is the bulk of it all. It's way up there, and I planted them all around the same time, and these two are. This is first place, second place, and third place. I actually thought that one back there was gonna die, but it didn't. Okay, our mystery plant here is still thriving and getting taller. Still not sure what it is quite yet. Like I said before, if you guys can figure it out, hey, let me know. This here is a Calla Lily. It was very pretty, very, very pretty. When I first got it about almost 3 weeks ago, um, it's kind of outgrown its pot. The flowers have actually started to lean over the pot and everything. So the plan is to basically switch it over to this bigger pot here. It's a house plant. So yeah, I just brought this pot from inside of my home, so there's no bugs up in it. So I'm gonna transfer this calla lily into this big pot here. Now let's see how many roots is at the bottom of this pot. You always want to be careful taking the flower out because you don't want to damage the roots. And not only that, you want to wait until your soil is completely dry. That way, wow, look at that. Yeah, it's definitely time for a repot. A long time ago, before I got into gardening, I would have never messed with anything like this because it looks like worms, but it's not. It's actually the roots of the actual flower, which is so cool. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna dig a nice size round hole. I'm gonna stuff it in and yeah, get to work. Yeah, and just kind of place some dirt over it to cover up those roots because whew, it's quite a bit of root coming up out of there. So yeah, yep. I feel like I could have made that hole a lot deeper. Just 1 second. Okay, there we go, guys. I have officially repotted the Calla Lily. Now, let's give it a couple of days. I'm going to put some of this fertilizer here. 1 second. I'm going to be putting some of this fertilizer here on it. Now, with this the kind that comes in a bottle, you're supposed to attach it to one of those water hoses things. You're supposed to put it in like one of those water hose bottles and like do your lawn with it. But with this, you can get like a watering pot about this size. Yeah, nothing too big. It doesn't need to be too big, and just probably about 10 to 15 drops of this here liquid feed, and just really, really water it down. Completely fill your pot with water, and make sure, it's really important that you absolutely make sure that you don't put too much of this stuff in there to the point it actually has like a lime green tint to it. You don't want your water to be lime green. If your water is green or looks a little green, then you put too much in there, and yes, your plants will die. That's absolutely too much grow and sodium for your plant. So make sure you measure and just do it in drops. It doesn't need to be a lot to be able to get what you want from your plants. But yes, this transplant of the Calla Lily went pretty good. I'm gonna go out to the store and purchase some more soil soon and some other pots and stuff. There's some other fruits and vegetables that I wanted to try out this year, at least before the fall hits. I had sorry, not cucumber, but this is bell pepper. I had bell pepper kind of stay out of the greenhouse last night, not for any particular reason, but I just did. I brought it out. I just wanted to see if anything would happen, and it did. It grew a little bit faster than what it normally does. So that right there, it just proves a theory that a lot of people think is a theory that, if you have like some type of roofing over you, and you have indoor plants, the plants will like stay short, but if you like bring it outside in the open, they get taller, which makes sense. Yes. Now, thank you guys for tuning in with me today on Garden to Happy Your Way of Life. I enjoyed you, and I really enjoy answering a lot of you guys' questions, especially the funny guy about the okra. Okra good. Okra is outstanding. Okra is like one of the best things with hot sauce, of course. Without hot sauce, I'm not eating it. I'm not gonna lie. But until next time, join me, like and subscribe on Garden to Hobby Your Way of Life.